you you have to feed your body, what it was designed to run on, and I think, we also need to get away from some of the traditional nutritional philosophies and dogma about just carbohydrates, fats, and protein, and realize that food is a form of consciousness in a sense, and these foods that carry light the best, I think are the ones that are going to feed us the best. Like the word human, like hue is a being of light, right? And it would make sense that you are what you eat, per se, that we have to eat light. And these foods are basically step down transformers of light. They capture the light. That's why the colors even come through them.
Hmm.
And they just feed the body, which, as we know, is electromagnetic, and it's just beyond just those nutrients. It's information, it's consciousness, and it's also electricity. I mean, it's truly energy that's going in us.
So you're talking about a lot of benefits, some of which are physiological, right? And you're a student of anatomy, doctor of physical therapy, so you're looking at the anatomical benefits of raw foods, but you're also getting deep here and talking about the spiritual elevation that comes from eating this way. So did eating this way make you more spiritual, more of of a seeker in this way?
Yeah, I believe it did, because when I got out of school, I didn't waste a lot of time studying things that I thought were going to advance my career and myself as a person. But the timing of it all was just very divine, because right when the raw food stuff hit, so did my interest, and it probably was a result of just becoming awakened, as you're alluding to. So as you wake up, you go, well, what else is out there? And so then the journey was like, hey, I started to look at energy overall and things like qigong and reiki and meditation, and it was all just one of these happenings where it was an evolution that and an involution where it just happened. But once it happens, you realize that you have to feed your spirit and your mind and your body, right, and your heart. So you can't just always feed your spirit the same thing you would feed your body. I think the foods open the spiritual body up, because the body itself is a temple for, it's a vehicle for the spirit, right? So we're walking around this physical flesh, but really we're just, in a sense, in the quantum world, vibrating energy
Yes, flesh
down to
suit.
down to a density that we can see and perceive it. But the body being this sacred temple, if you feed it the right things, you turn it into this cosmic, conduit of energy, and then therefore you can truly, download things. And I think that's another way to gain a lot of knowledge quickly. Is there really was there's a professor at MIT, I don't remember her name, but she actually taught about how the brain actually does download. Like, consciousness is not something you store in your mind. The brain is actually a download receiver. Now,
Hmm.
the ancients already talked about this, and people think it's woo woo, but science is actually backing. There's neuroscience backing spiritual, metaphysical, beliefs now, and
It's like an
it just
antenna.
so, yeah, it's a yeah, kind of like a cosmic antenna, and also just a literally oh, it's like a receiver. Think
Yes.
about like what's in when you look at what's in computers, even basic parts like quartz crystal. And then when you look at the human body, we have this hydroxyapatite that makes up our bones, which is what? Quartz crystal. The
Hmm.
fascia is a triple helix structure, the collagen inside the connective tissue called fascia, which is a this living web, is a triple helix structure, which, for sure, I'm sure acts like an antenna, and it receives information, but it can only do that if it's healthy, right? Like if you have this crystal lattice structure, just like a crystal in nature, if it's healthy, it's strong, but if it's not and it's brittle, it'll just break, and it won't carry a lot of information. It can't transmit either. So the human body is the same way. So that's why I think, like, once people start to wake up, because you truly are programming yourself with these foods that not only are energy and light, but even built in the sacred geometry of nature, the infamous golden section, golden proportion, phi ratio, whatever you want to call it. The foods are built there. So is the human body, and it's really cool. I actually have a pair of golden mean calipers, they're called, and basically it looks like almost like a scribe, um, and and you can literally see this dimension in the body, where so the golden section, the golden phi ratio says the small part is to the big part is the big part is to the whole thing. So if I stuck that scribe on my finger, you would see it line up perfectly like that. If you put it on your face, you'd see it lined up like that. Well, what I noticed is people who really live healthier lifestyles and align with this lifestyle truly have more aesthetically pleasing body structure and even in their face and in their body and I know a lot of people and I'm sure you've seen it too even online. Look at these pre and post transformations of people. You're like
Yeah.
that cannot be the same person. You look like here they were here and they went on this lifestyle and you're like whoa, like that cannot be the same girl or the same guy. That's crazy. Like you just see it. You see the
Yes.
transformation.
You get this like glow. This person starts to have like a glow about them and they start to vibrate.
Yeah. And they just look different. I mean, they're like, wow, did they do anything cosmetically? Like, did they get any work done? And, I met people, I ask them, I'm like, hey, I just have to ask you, just on this journey, did you do anything? I'm just curious. They're like, no. Like, a lot of people are like, no, I never had to. That's just my skin changed and my body tone changed. I'm like, wow, that's really awesome. And yeah, it is a spiritual thing too, and the foods truly are this, tool, one of the tools in the toolbox to enlighten us, literally like that the foods carry light. So if you want to be light, you have to be the light. You have to eat light to shine bright, right?
So if I cook food or if I let's say if I get some meat and I cook the meat and I eat it, does it not have this ratio, this phi geometry to it in the way that a an unprocessed food has in your view?
Yeah, I think the more you process something and you denature it, the less likely that's going to be. And when you take something that nature created and you're going to process it with your mouth, but at that point, that is what nature designed us to do. And I don't think it's the end of the world if maybe if you're doing smoothies or you blend things and even when you prepare food a certain way. But I think the less we process it, the better. I really feel that way. I mean, I run experiments where what's the difference between eating six bananas and blending six bananas? I mean, there is a difference.
Hmm.
One, if you blend them, you need to slow way down consuming it because you would never eat that fast. And it always pains me to watch somebody make an awesome video with like juicing or a smoothie, and then they sit there and chug it on camera. You're like, no, no, like, like that's like that part's just as important as the food. Like how
Okay.
you eat